Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you a book series that I adore. It's got 12 volumes to it. It's by an artist named N-A-G-A-B-E, Nagabe. I'm not sure if it's one person or a group, like a studio. I know they do that a lot with manga series. So, take one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 books in the series. I have to say, I spotted this series in the bookstore. I actually wasn't intending to buy anything, and it caught my eye. It was nice to have a series that I was waiting for with bated breath. I always felt like it took so long to publish them. Let me read you the synopsis here. Once upon a time, in a land far away, there were 2 kingdoms. The outside, where a twisted beast roamed that could curse with a touch, and the inside, where humans lived in safety and peace. The girl and the beast should never have met, but when they do, a quiet fairy tale begins. This is the story of 2 people, one human, one inhuman, who linger in the hazy twilight that separates night and day. This cover is very subdued, but I do feel it is very eye-catching. At first you would think it's black and white. It's actually got some lovely dark purple here. I adore how this is drawn. So glad it was finished. Sometimes I don't stick with a series that is more than 6 books long. But I thought this one wasn't totally worth it. It's not a series for everyone. It's very slow, calm, slow burn. Thought it was beautiful though. I heard they were going to make an anime of it, but I don't know if that ever came to fruition. The monster on the cover here, his name is Teacher. The little girl's name, I've just forgotten. Let me see if I can find it. Teacher isn't able to eat. He can't sleep either. That's what happens once they change. He used to be human. He doesn't have any of his memories from when he was human. But he teaches, which is why she calls him teacher. Still not sure what her name is. I apologize. I do love this series. It's just the two of them most of the time. I do also want to talk about these covers. Of course, I love the first one. It's what brought me into the series to begin with. Second one, it's beautifully drawn. Look how cute and little she is. So her name is Shiva. And look how cute she is. So the story goes, they find each other, and Shiva's without her family, and teachers without his family. I don't know if they abandoned him or died or what happened there. And they live outside of where the normal humans live. And they find other monsters, and these ones are not humans, changed into monsters. They were always like that. And they have a god sort of being that they listen to and that they do things for. And they meet Teacher, and they're after Shiva because she has a pure soul. In fact, a lot of people are after Shiva. They think the people in the castle think if they sacrifice her, she'll cure the curse. And the other monsters, these things here, some of them are birds, some of them are deer. One of them's a whale with a giant umbilical cord to it. And basically, Teacher has to protect her from both. Homecoming. Shiva's aunt has come to the outside to bring her home with several soldiers in tow. Alarmed at this show of force, Teacher tries to protect Shiva, but to no avail. Meanwhile, chaos threatens to engulf the small hamlet on the inside. Where does Shiva truly belong? So Shiva's kind of poor thing, odd one out for everything. Desk and papers. They take a house. It's a cute little house out in the countryside. She makes flower crowns. And they put fires together and they get firewood. And there are the monsters surrounding her bed. And it's a fascinating story. So unfortunately, Shiva has been touched by one of the creatures on the outside. And so she has the curse now, but it doesn't transform her. She's still, however, able to give it to other people, which unfortunately for her aunt is what changes her. But instead of just transforming into a monster, she becomes a giant tree. And this is a surprise for everyone, especially Teacher, because he doesn't understand why it hasn't happened to him, because her aunt was barely a monster for a couple of weeks. The accursed child. What Teacher feared most is true. The child Shiva has been afflicted with the curse of the outsiders, yet somehow, even touched by that blight, she remains human. How can it be possible? I like that very few of the covers have full color on them. And there's some little beasties. Far from home, pursued by soldiers, Teacher and Shiva left their home in search for a new one in a distant hamlet. They thought to hide away there, but fate was not so kind to them. The cursed soldiers, the insiders' plans, even Teacher himself. The mystery surrounding them slowly began coming to light. Of monsters and men, hounded by two transformed soldiers desperate for salvation, and with Teacher reeling from revelations about his own forgotten former life, the past finally catches up to Teacher and Shiva. With danger closing in around them at terrifying speed, is there nowhere safe for them to live a normal life together? almost looks like a watercolor. I don't know how they draw it all. Imagine this pencil and ink backgrounds look like they could be watercolors sometimes, especially these two. Shiva's a little sick in this one. When all hope is lost, for Shiva's sake, another life must be sacrificed. Teacher thought he had steeled himself to commit the deed, but perhaps some lingering trace of his humanity stilled his hand. Unable to harm others, he realizes the only recourse is to instead sacrifice himself. But what remains once the soul is gone? This one's one of my favorite covers. It's off proportionally. Her feet are way too big. But I just think it's beautiful. Dire consequences. Teacher has lost himself, becoming just another wandering outsider. At first, Shiva doesn't want to believe, but as she realizes she's been forgotten, she falls into despair. Will the two of them ever truly connect again? Meanwhile, the truth of the world and the machinations of gods begins to come to light within the house inside. Humanity makes a choice. A little girl makes a choice. Their actions lead the way to a future that must not come to pass. Poor Shiva. Slow lines. Oh. His teacher missing his leg, his horn. Revelations. Shiva has escaped thanks to the agonizing decision made by the king of the insiders to betray his kingdom. Now, with locket in hand, Shiva has returned to the cottage to rejoin Teacher. What she discovers there will bring her to tears as an unimaginable truth comes to light. This cover's cute. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Everything eventually crumbles to dust, even a cozy stone cottage. The creaky floorboards and sooty chimney are now only a sweet memory. Time marches inexorably onward. Only the world will remain, spinning ever on. As everything slips into the past, what remains of Shiva and Teacher's last moments? This was a story of two people, one human, one inhuman, who lingered in the hazy twilight that divides night from day. Now it reaches its end. I do recommend this series, especially if you like calm, soft stories. This one was just an extra. Dear Side Stories. Simpler times. It was inevitable that the road walked by a teacher and Shiva would be sorrowful, but not all of their times together were bleak. Many of their days held quiet, shimmering joy, comfortable days of sunlight, soft breezes where nothing of significance happened, days that remained unseen until now. These are the side stories of two people, one human, one inhuman, who linger in the hazy twilight that separates night from day. I love the wall background. All the cute symbols for flower picking and brushing her hair and all the things you have to do with children. I love this book most of all. It was just so cute. All the little stories. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please feel free to leave a like or if you enjoyed it. And it's free to subscribe. And thank you for watching.